prepping for the storm before it hits.
Welcome to our YouTube channel, everyone. My name is Lauri Howes, and I'm a realtor with United Real Estate Properties here in Eugene, Oregon. And today we're going to talk about storm prepping. We live here in Lane County, just outside of the Eugene-Springfield area. Elevation in Lane County can run from sea level to 6,400 feet. So it's possible to have all kinds of weather episodes, from sun to snow to ice. But mainly we're going to talk about the areas around Eugene-Springfield. Eugene-Springfield elevation is around 500 to 700 feet above sea level. Our temperatures can be all over the board during the winter. We can have super mild days where it's in the 60s, and we can have freezing below zero weather as well. But that's the weather we want to be prepared for. So let's get to it. Personal preparedness. Always have an emergency kit in your home. Included in that kit should be a first aid kit, flashlights, a radio, fresh batteries, a few cans of non-perishable foods, can openers, lighters, matches, and a candle or two. That should help you through a short-term emergency. And for winter driving, be sure you have a set of chains that fit your tires or studs, an extra blanket or two in the car, and maybe an extra stash of warm clothes and a pair of rubber boots. During a power outage, there are areas in Lane County that can literally be out of power for days. So you want to make sure that you do have some non-perishable foods, a way to cook those foods, either a propane stove, which you would use outside so that you can avoid carbon monoxide poisoning, and maybe a propane heater or a generator. And as far as that propane heater goes, again, it has to be rated for indoor use only or outdoor use. Be sure when you're purchasing one, if you're going to use it indoors, purchase the correct propane heater, because again, carbon monoxide poisoning is a real thing, and that is not what you want to have happen in the middle of an emergency that's already happening. And remember to keep those propane heaters or electric heaters away from any drapes, blankets, bedspreads, anything like that that could catch on fire. Be sure and wrap your pipes. Any exposed pipes will definitely freeze because we do get some pretty cold weather here. Outdoor water faucets, they make great little styrofoam cups. They look like cups. You can put over those to keep them from freezing. There's nothing worse than a broken pipe after a thaw, and you never know which pipe is broken until the water is spraying everywhere. Keep a good ear on the weather during the winter. Here in Lane County, in the Eugene and Springfield area, our weather is fairly mild. October, November, and December, it gets chilly. Sometimes we have a frost, early frost. It rains a lot, but for the most part, it's fairly warm and it doesn't really freeze. Come January, February, and March, that's when we can have a snowmageddon, a sneaker storm, an ice storm, things that we are not used to having. So it pretty much shuts the town down. There's not enough plows in the area, so they only plow the main roads. So all the outlying roads are left with snow and ice. So again, be sure you have those chains ready or studded tires. Eugene and Springfield is loaded with trees, and trees come down in ice storms. We do occasionally get freezing rain, and when we get it, it's not good. It's really bad. And again, we're not really used to it. So when you open the door and you hear the trees cracking and falling, take care and don't go out until the storm is at its end. And never cross over down to power lines. Stay as far away as possible because the power lines come down too. Back to losing our power. If you live in the country, be sure and fill your bathtubs up. If you know the storm is coming and you know it's either going to snow or we're going to have freezing rain, we are always going to lose our power. And having a bathtub full of water comes in so handy when you need to flush your toilet, because most of the country folks are on wells, and when the power goes out, so does the water. So always have a stash of water in your garage, pantry. I usually clean my milk jugs out really well towards the end of summer, and I start filling them with water. So I have at least 10 or 15 gallons of water stored in the garage for emergency use. If I know a storm is coming, I'll fill up a 5-gallon jug of fresh, clean water, so I'll have water for coffee. Cannot go without my coffee. Wood stoves are a great tool. People get pellet stoves, but pellet stoves run on electricity too. So when the power goes out, so does the pellet stove, unless it has some backup source. We have 2 small generators. We run one to the freezer and then to the TV to keep my husband sane. Plus it gives us a chance to watch the weather. and to see what's going on in town. And don't forget those pets or farm animals. Down in the barn, if we know we're going to have a weather event, we fill up a couple garbage cans of water, put the lids on, and then we throw blankets over them so they don't freeze. That way we can at least bucket water to the horses and the chickens. And don't forget those furry little pets we have. Don't leave them out too long. Their paws can get frostbite, so you want to make sure they have their own jackets, and you can go out and play in the snow, but get them inside and get them warmed up. I hope you enjoyed these tips, and if you like our channel and you want to see more tips and real estate related information, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell as we put out new videos every Monday and Friday. However, this week is Christmas week, so we are going to take the rest of this week off, and hope you all have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, take care, and have a great week.